So Zombies has finally come to an end. Our 8-year cycle from World at War to Black Ops 1, Black Ops 2, Black Ops 3, and now finally Revelations is where it all ends. The Easter egg has been solved, but a lot of people are convinced this is not the end. Jason Blundell has told us this map will last us 18 months, and so far the content we've had is not going to last that long. We've seen the ending. We know Maxis and Sophia sacrifice themselves. They fly into the big blue ball of 115, destroying not only themselves, but the Apothecans, getting rid of all the evil from Monty's perfect universe. And now, as we know, our ending is our characters becoming Primus. We are the Primus, but a lot of people are convinced that this isn't the end, that there is going to be a second ending to Revelations, and that's what I want to talk about today. Now, someone over on Reddit has made an awesome post, and actually quite a few people have discussed this already. I want to put my spin on it, give you guys my opinion of the whole ending to Revelations, to try to help you understand what's really going on. So anyway, as always, if you enjoyed the video, leave a like rating. It literally takes 2 seconds. If you do it right now, it's the best thing you guys could do for me. Done it? Okay, thank you. I know you have. Thank you very much. Let's get into it. Here we go. So our zombie storyline is one big cycle. I've been saying this ever since Origins came out. Every Zombies map is in a cycle on its own, but then the whole thing together is one big cycle. Mob of the Dead is a prime example you use of this. We know that map was in a cycle. Our characters, every time they died, got sent back to the very beginning of that map until they broke the cycle. Revelations is the exact same. We are in a cycle. We have done this Easter egg hundreds of thousands of times, and although our characters don't remember it, we are in the cycle, but we've never managed to break it. The cycle continues, and that's exactly what we see in the ending cutscene for Revelations. The only reason the Easter egg ends with the end, the only reason we see this after seeing this outro cutscene is because we failed. We failed to break the cycle. A whole zombie storyline is one big loop, and to move on, as Samantha says in Origins, the loop must be closed.
You cannot prevent what is coming, Edward. The loop must be closed.
I think we haven't looked at this ending cutscene properly. What we've seen is what Treyarch wants us to see, but really there could be a whole new meaning behind this.
Here's the funny thing. You snowflakes shouldn't even still be here. You should be fading out of existence by now. Those blood vials.
I was wondering when you'd bring this up.
They're from realities we've already closed off. They shouldn't be here. They can't be here. Such a paradox means you're putting my perfect world at risk. You guys and your bloody free will. What to do? What to do? Well, you certainly can't stay here.
You could send us somewhere else. Somewhere we've never been.
I suppose I could make a little corner somewhere in history. A place where I can dump some of the other shit that I've left over. Or I just wipe you from existence. Ooh, hang on. Actually, that all works out perfectly.
First off, in the cutscene that we see, you have to agree with me, Monty comes off as a good character. Yes, he begins to wipe our characters from existence, but what other choice does he have? Our characters can't stay in that perfect universe of Monty's because they've drank the blood. Drinking that has caused a paradox, or could cause a paradox, so them staying there would risk Monty's perfect universe messing up. So it would make perfect sense for him wanting to get rid of those characters, either wipe them from existence, but he doesn't do that. Instead, he turns them into Primus. He sends them back to the Age of Primus. Looking at that cutscene in just, the basic form, just like that, Monty comes off as a decent character. He doesn't seem evil. Our characters become premise, end of story. But actually, if you look into this a lot deeper, this whole ending cutscene could be telling us a completely different story, when Monty is in fact evil. He never intended to wipe us from existence. He did that to make us think he was doing something good. His intention this whole time was to send us back to premise, because that is the beginning of this cycle. Monty, this all-powerful god, he is the one who created this cycle. Monty created the loop, and it's his job to make sure our characters stay in it. Do you guys really think that everything that shines is gold? For example, if you take a look at ciphers we've had in Revelations, where Dempsey talks about him having to hide from Dr. Monty, about him having to take the children away to a different universe, and if Monty ever finds them, they could be any world ton of shit. Dempsey talks about him dying. Does that really sound like Dr. Monty is a good character? If we are having to hide from him, clearly Dr. Monty is out to get them, and if he does, we're in a world ton of shit, because potentially Monty could kill them, or could do something to them, put them back in this cycle as he's been doing throughout our zombies storyline. Because we failed to break the cycle, we got an ending, but this wasn't the ending. The ending that we got has happened a million times already, over and over. We get here, do all of this, and then Monty sends us back to the very beginning of this loop, of this cycle, for us to just do it 1,000 more times. Because as of yet, our characters have not managed to break the loop. As Samantha says, the loop must be broken. And the ending we see in Revelations, we only see because the loop continues. We failed. We didn't manage to break it. I mean, the Shadow Man even tells us in Revelations, he says, why are you believing Monty? He is tricking you. He is deceiving you. He is the devil. He is Satan, the Beelzebub. Dr. Monty is just one of the many names he is known by. So I just wanted to give you guys those couple of examples, but now let me go on to explain the ending of Revelations and where we go from here. So there's been so much speculation surrounding the community about a second Easter egg ending, and if we are to get one, which I think we will, then it will consist of us breaking the loop, breaking the cycle. If we go back to Mob of the Dead, we had two endings. And we finally got to the bridge, and our characters managed to kill Al. Once again, like they have a dozen times already, they get sanked back to the very beginning of that map. So they keep replaying over and over again. The only way for them to escape is to break the loop. That is when the game ends. And as we see in Revelations at the end, our characters get sent back to the very beginning, which in Mob of the Dead meant the cycle continues. So in Revelations, we have only managed to continue the cycle, not break it. We will break it when Monty falls. When he is defeated, that is when our characters will finally be free. This ending actually makes perfect sense. Monty can pretend to be a good character, telling our crew that they can't stay in this perfect universe, that they have to go, and instead of me wiping you from existence, I'm going to send you back to become premise. And so that's exactly what he does. But what is premise? Premise was the very beginning. When the Apothecans were first defeated by these characters, this is the true beginning of our storyline. After premise, as far as we know, it goes Origins, it goes the Giant, Draz and Draka, Zezubel no Shima, Gorod, Kurovi, Revelations, and then because Revelations at the end, we get sent back to the very beginning of this loop, which is premise. Then we start again to Origins, the Giant, continue, get to the end, and then sent back to the very beginning. As you see, it's all one big loop. At the end of the cutscene, our characters are at premise. They have just defeated the Apothecans by the looks of it. But then when we get to Origins, we see in that map, we have statues of our characters everywhere. These characters look exactly like, and as you can see, they are the Origins crew. The Origins crew were premise all this time. These are statues of themselves. It's not a coincidence that these are the only characters that ever managed to free Samantha, that ever managed to do this quest of Maxis's in Origins. That is not a coincidence. That happened because these characters are premise. It was destined, it was meant that only these characters could make this happen. After they freed Samantha, obviously ripped off and went to the house, spoke to Maxis and Monty, came back, told our crew what to do. They met in the Giants, they went to our other maps to kill themselves. They finally get to Revelations. Monty says, Luke, you've done well, you can't stay here, I have to send you somewhere else. Every time he sends them back to the very beginning, which is premise. Why does he keep sending them back? Why is he keeping us in this loop? Is it because he's out to get a bigger plan? Is he keeping these characters away for his own agenda, for a bigger plan in his mind? A key quote Samantha says in Origins is, you don't even remember how long this has been going on, how long you have been trapped here.
You don't even remember how long this has been going on. How long we have been trapped here.
She says the loop must be closed. Samantha is telling us we have been trapped in a loop for an extremely long time. She is telling our premise characters that you actually have no idea what's going on. It seems she's trying to tell us we are stuck in a loop, and the only way for you to ever escape this, to close it, which will be to kill Dr. Monty. When we kill Dr. Monty, the loop will be closed, the cycle will be broken, and then we will get the true ending. As to when that is, whether Treyarch are going to add it in later on, we don't know. But for now, that's my explanation. Take it as you wish. Let me know your thoughts on it in the comment section below. But thank you for watching the video, guys. Leave a like rating, which would be very much appreciated. Subscribe for more videos, and I will see you in the next one. Thank you, and goodbye.